Songer with you, and welcome to the What's Happening in the Chaska Middle School West Band Department's weekly podcast. I thought I'd actually do one from my office today, and this is for September 15th, 2017. It's our second podcast of this new school year. So on these podcasts, I talk about what's been happening in the past week, talk about big events that are coming up, after school activities, any playing tests, and things like that, just to catch you up, any news in the department as well. So lots of fun stuff to talk about today. So I'm going to get started by just touching first of all on the things that need to be turned in this time of year. First of all, we have a band fee of $35. That covers our band books and the trips that we're taking, and for the sixth graders, their shirt that they get. So that needs to be in by next Friday, so make sure you're turning that in if you haven't already. If you need any supplies such as reeds or valve oil, slide cream, drumsticks, mallets, stick bags, anything to make your instrument work, you can order that as well. There's no due date on that. It's just whenever you need stuff, turn it in. The third thing is Smart Music, and that's the program on your computer that runs practice software where you can practice along with the computer. It shows you which notes you get right and wrong. You can speed it up, slow it down. You can record yourself. You can click on notes to see what the fingerings are. Very cool program that we use during our band lessons. And if you want to get it at home, it costs $40. It's an optional purchase, and I would need that by the first week of October if you want to order that so I can place an order. And for Smart Music, it does not work on the Chromebooks. It only works on PCs, Macs, and iPads. So just keep that in mind. And the last thing is our after-school music classes. If you want to be part of the classes that we have going on, you can get that into or turn that into me. And I'll have more on the classes that are coming up and going on right now in just a little bit on this podcast. And so our schedule, we are now on our regular schedule. The second week of school, we started the block days. We started wind time. And so we are now in full swing of the year. And it is a confusing schedule. But just to take you through to make sure that you get it, all A-Day bands meet on Mondays. All B-Day bands meet on Tuesdays. Wednesdays is an odd block day, so we'll be having our 7th and 8th grade bands, both A and B, meeting on Wednesdays. Thursday's an even block day, so we'll have our 6th grade bands, both the A and B day bands, will meet on Thursday. And then finally, Fridays alternate. So this past week, Friday was an A day. This coming week, Friday will be a B day, September 22nd. So all B day bands will meet next Friday. And then in addition to that, we have our band lessons, and band lessons are going to start up next week. So let me talk a little bit about band lessons with you very quickly. First of all, the band lesson schedule is on Google Classroom, and it will also be on our school website. And so you can check out the band lesson schedule at any time on either of those places. I also have a hard copy available for students who'd like to have a hard copy of it as well. All 6th grade band lessons are on Mondays and Tuesdays. The A-Day band will have their lessons on Mondays, B-Day band on Tuesdays, and they'll rotate. And so for this next week, I'll start with Monday. The A-Day flutes are the beginning of 4th hour. The A-Day clarinets are after lunch 4th hour. The A-Day saxophones are the beginning of 5th hour. The A-Day trumpets and French horns come halfway through 5th hour at 1:20. And then the low brass, that would be the trombones and baritones in the A-Day, come beginning of 7th hour Monday. And the percussion in the A-Day band come the second half of 7th hour on Monday at 3:05. And then on Tuesday, it's the same schedule, except it's the B-Day band lessons. So B-Day flutes would be beginning of 4th hour, B clarinets after lunch 4th hour, B saxophones beginning of 5th hour, B trumpets and French horns at 1:20 5th hour, the B low brass beginning of 7th hour, and the B percussion 3:05 halfway through 7th hour on Tuesday. So that's how those lessons work. The only 6th graders who don't have their lessons on Monday or Tuesday are those 6th graders that are in their first year playing their instrument. We have a special lesson for those group of kids so that you're not feeling behind and so that I can give you the specific help you need to start your instrument. And those lessons will occur on Wednesday or Thursday, and will also include any 7th or 8th graders that are also new to their instrument. And it doesn't matter what instrument it is. And this next week, that first year band lesson will be 7th hour on Wednesday, right at the beginning of the block, and last for 20 minutes. In fact, all band lessons last for 20 minutes. Students will miss half the period on a 7-period day and just 20 minutes of a block when they have a block day lesson. So that's for sixth grade and for seventh and eighth graders in their first year playing. Let me talk about seventh and eighth grade lessons a little bit. So for seventh and eighth grade, you have three options of what kind of lessons you want. If you sign up for the traditional lesson where you want to get help on your band instrument, then you can choose any seventh or eighth grade band lesson on the lesson schedule that's listed on Wednesday or Thursday. And on the schedule, there are several options to come, either during fourth hour, fifth hour, or seventh hour on Wednesday or Thursday. And you can come during any of those. When it says seventh graders, you can come. When it says eighth graders, you can come. The second kind of lesson are the ensemble lessons. Some of you signed up to be in a group lesson, and those occur during wind time on Wednesday or Thursday. So groups like the Bland Boys, the Spice Girls, the Socio Fiflets, the 10 Girls, the 8th grade brass quintet, the 8th grade flute ensemble, JJL, Everything Nice. Those groups meet during wind time. And I don't have the schedule right in front of me, but I think I can do this off the top of my head. On Wednesday wind time, the ensembles that will meet will be the Socio Fiflets, 10 Girls, the 8th grade brass quintet, and the 8th grade flute ensemble. And then on the first wind time on Thursday, which we've been calling Wind 2, so near the end of the day, the first group that we have, that will be the Spice Girls, the Bland Boys, JJL, and Everything Nice. And then the last wind session, Wind 3, how we end the day on Thursday, that will be an additional 7th and 8th grade band lesson option for kids that don't want to miss a period, a regular class period. Now, I'm guessing there's going to be more kids that would like to take that than I have available. So I would ask students to please not always come during wind time for your band lesson if you're in a traditional band lesson. And instead, save that for the weeks where you just can't make anything else work, okay? So that would be an important thing to do. And then lastly, the last option for 7th and 8th graders is the bonus lesson. And the bonus lessons are for students who want to take lessons on something other than their band instrument. And those lessons are on Friday. And during 4th hour, it's the bass guitar and drum set lesson. On 5th hour, it's the jazz, piano, and guitar lesson. And 7th hour is the songwriting and improvisation lesson. And for both songwriting and improv, we actually have kind of a couple little groups that have formed, and I think those kids know who they are that are coming during those lesson groups. But if you are interested, you can still come to those bonus lessons too. So there you go. That's the lesson schedule. It's confusing. I know the whole school schedule is confusing, but after we get through the first 3-4 weeks, it just kind of falls into place and we all kind of get it. If you are not one of those students that's fallen into place and you're just completely lost, please come talk to me and I will simplify it as much as I can. When I talk to an individual student, it makes a lot more sense because I can say to that student, okay, here's the 2 or 3 days a week you come for full band, and here is when your band lesson is. And then it makes a lot more sense. And parents, feel free to contact me too about that. All right, cool. So there's band lessons. Now, practicing. I expect students to practice once a week minimum, and I encourage it to be on the weekends. Take your instruments home on the weekends and practice. And what to practice? Well, right now, all the new band music you've been getting, and pretty much everybody has at least 2 band songs right now. Some bands have as many as 4. And if you have gotten your new book, some of you have gotten it already, some of you haven't, but if you've gotten your new book or books, start playing out of there. Start on the first page and just start going through. And in band lessons, we're going to start working on those as soon as next week. So that's what you should be practicing at home. Number 1, that's the main priority. And then I'll be talking a little bit more about that in band lessons. But again, at least once a week. And as I say, if you actually want to get really good at music, then you should be really practicing more than once a week. But that's a minimum. And I don't do lesson calendars, by the way, or practice charts. It's kind of on your honor system that you're doing it that way. It's pretty easy for me to tell if you're not practicing. So I will let you know if I feel like you need to increase your level of practicing at home. All right. So I've talked about all kind of the beginning of the year stuff. Let me talk about after school activities going on here in September and coming up in October. We have 3 after school activities that started this week. We have movie band on Mondays, marching band on Tuesdays, and School of Rock on Thursdays. you can still join those groups. We're just one time in, so you can join the second time. I have an after-school music forum you can get in the band room, or you can also go to the Community Ed website, which is ceforall.org. That's the number 4, ceforall.org, and you can sign up for one of those classes. Movie band is on Mondays at Pioneer Ridge after school, and that's for kids who want to play in a concert band setting and do all movie music. Tuesdays is marching band. That's right here at West, and it's after school. And we learn how to march and do a street parade. And we learn one song. We're doing I'm a Believer by the Monkees. And we march at the 2 homecoming parades on October 6th in Chaska and October 13th in Chanhassen. And then School of Rock is a class where you learn how to be in a rock band. And we teach you the rock instruments like guitar, drum set, piano, bass guitar, singing. And then we actually form bands, and you get a chance to choose songs and perform in the classroom. We don't actually do any public performances with that class. It's a kind of a survey class on, is this something you are interested in pursuing a little bit more? So that's on Thursdays. A couple other things that are coming up. Rhythm section is an 8th grade only group that's not through Community Ed, and we meet Thursday mornings before school, and we perform for school events and also do some jazz stuff. And then we have audition material ready for our garage band and country band programs, which meet in the winter. And garage band is actually 3 after-school rock bands, and country bluegrass band is a country band. And all those groups rehearse during the winter, country band on Mondays after school, garage band on Fridays. And they perform at various events. We do an event called Rocket, which is a concert in our large gym in February. We perform at the Talent Show, which is at Chanhassen High School on January 12th. We also take a tour in the middle of February, and the destinations of that tour are yet to be determined. And the Garage Band also performs at an event in December. More info on that to come soon. Country band does a lot of current country music and some traditional bluegrass. Garage band does rock music from all different eras and styles, ranging from the Beatles and the Stones up to current modern day rock music by like Coldplay, Foo Fighters, Paramore, and everything and anything in between. I like the 80s stuff personally. Go figure. But so we'll probably do like some Journey or Bryan Adams, Pat Benatar, stuff like that as well. So that's the after-school stuff coming up. One other quick after-school thing. We do have a jazz band program. There's a 6th grade jazz band and a combined 7th and 8th grade jazz band. They're non-auditioned. Anybody in band can be in them. And those start, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade jazz band starts at the end of October. 6th grade jazz band typically starts around December. 7th and 8th grade is on Thursdays after school. 6th grade is on Tuesdays. And more info on that coming soon as well. You can actually sign up for those already at ceforall.org as well. Some upcoming events. Well, we moved our Walking on the West Side fundraiser to Thursday, October 12th, and our rhythm section is going to be playing at that, which is really cool. We have an 8th grade second floor party coming up. This is one of 2 that I do during the year where we clear out the band room and let the kids dance and eat pizza and watch a movie and play video games and just hang out. It's kind of a celebration of being in band for 3 years. And our first one is Friday, September 29th. It'll be after school from 3:30 to 5:30, so we invite 8th grade band members to come to that. Totally not required or anything. I already mentioned the 2 homecoming parades coming up. The Chaska parade is on October 6th at 4 o'clock. And one thing I should mention about that is they recently moved it from downtown up to the high school. It will meet in the high school activities parking lot at Chaska and then go down to Kohl's department store. So I don't know the exact route, if they're going down Pioneer Trail or if they're just going to take, I'm guessing they're going to probably take 100 Mark all the way down from the park there where 100 Mark meets, what is that, Purple Brick Trail. Take that up north past the intersection of Target, Pioneer Trail, all the way down to Kohl's. So I think that'll be the route. And then the Chanhassen Homecoming Parade will be Friday, October 13th in downtown Chan. And as far as I know, the route on that will start at Chan Elementary, go down Laredo, take a right on 78th Street down to the library, and then take a right on Kerber and end up by the playgrounds. So those are the 2 homecoming parades that our marching band will be performing in. All right. So I'm going to finish with this. Ways to get a hold of me. You can email me, songeре@district112.org. I'm on Twitter at CMSW Band or at Songer Studio. You can get text blasts from me about things that are coming up by sending a text to the number 81010. And the message is @17band6. or at 17 Band 7 or at 17 Band 8. And you can sign up to get reminders for each grade level. Google Classroom, there's a band page that students you should be signed up for. If you need the code, let me know. I have a YouTube channel. You probably found that. You're right here, Mr. Songer's channel. And there was one other thing I was going to mention real quick. We have a music tech crew that 7th and 8th graders can be a part of. And if you want to be a part of that, come see me if you haven't already come to one of our initial meetings. And you can help run sound, video, and lights at our music events this year. All right. 15 minutes. There it is, all in a nutshell for you. What's happening? Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back again next week for another refresher on what's happening and what's going on. It's been a blast working with all these students. 6th graders seem really cool. I'm really excited to get to know them better. And of course, the 7th and 8th graders. I can't ask for anything more. What a great bunch of kids from last year and for the 8th graders the year before to get to work with you again. I'm very lucky. So have a great one, everybody. Enjoy the nice weekend. If you're going to the game, be safe, be respectful, and cheer on the Storm or the Hawks, whichever it may be, and just have a great weekend all around. Thank you so much, everyone.